Get in here. 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 I'll wipe the camera on this way. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. We're talking about Drake this morning. Drake and Kendrick Lamar. We're talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And Drake claims. Before y'all get in here good, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Yeah. Drake claims, Cooley JJ, what's up, my guy? And Drake claims that Kendrick Lamar. Well, when Kendrick did the show in Toronto, right? Drake was asked to pop out at the Kendrick show. But Drake said he ain't gonna pop out. Said it had been 2 cop cars sitting on the street for 2 days. So I guess, they were expecting Drake, I guess, cause some confusion or something about Kendrick coming to Toronto. But Drake claims that there were 2 cop cars sitting outside his house. Well, on his street. So we don't know what really took place or what really was going on. We don't know. But there were 2 cop cars sitting outside on his street. But we know how the beef things go. We know how things go too. I told you they were probably expecting for Drake to do something. They had OVO Day. They had OVO Day the same day Kendrick Lamar had performed in Toronto, where they were giving away free pieces and free hoodies, OVO hoodies. But the 6th guy himself, he claims it was allegedly 2 cop cars sitting on the street. We don't know what Drake trolling or telling the truth. But the claims was 2 cop cars sitting on his street because he was asked to pop out while Kendrick in Toronto, but he chose not to. He chose not to. So we don't know. But that's you know what I'm saying? Allegedly now, 2 cop cars was on Drake Street the day Kendrick Lamar performed 2 days in Toronto. But them 2 days, Drake claimed it was 2 cop cars. Thanks for the happy Father's Day. Thanks, y'all. Thanks. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, with 2 cop cars parked on Drake Street. Now, they were Drake claims now, because Drake will offer to pop out while Kendrick Lamar in Toronto. Drake chose not to. Drake said it was 2 cop cars parked on the street. And why would the 2 cop cars be parked on Drake Street? That's a good question. 3.5 on me, bro. That'd be nicely. That would be nice. But I don't need a 3.5, my guy. I'm free. I'm drug free. Yeah. Why would they have 2 cop cars? Yeah. Why would they have 2 cop cars parked on Drake Street? That's the main question. Why would they have 2 cop cars? I'm talking about Drake ain't did nothing. Drake ain't took shots at him. I think Drake was shook, to be honest. Drake probably was shook. Who knew Drake was in Toronto? I expect for Drake to be living in New Orleans or Atlanta or Florida or somewhere. Whoever knew Drake was in Toronto living there? I didn't know that. I know that's where he from, but I ain't know he'll be living there. So Drake over there in Canada. Yeah, he claims 2 cop cars parked in front of on his street. But who to say it was and who said it wasn't? DJ Academics asked him to pop out. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick in your city, pop out. Drake said, "Nah, I ain't gonna pop out. Been 2 cop cars on my street. That's wild. I don't understand why they'll be patrolling his street like he done did something to the man. You know, they had OVO day. Drake in Toronto, they had OVO day the same day Kendrick Lamar concert, and they were getting away free pieces and hoodies. And you know, they said went up a handful of peoples there, nothing but a handful of peoples. Drake did a lot for this. You know what I'm saying? They say Drake did a lot for Toronto, but the crowd said different than Kendrick Lamar concert. Drake can't come to LA. I ain't know that. I didn't know he can't come to LA. I thought he was welcome because wasn't that Drake and Kanye West who was in Cali and did the Free Larry Hoover when they did the concert or whatever they did? I ain't know he couldn't go to LA. Oh, not the trenches. Okay. To be honest, lots of people just can't go to the trenches in LA though, unless you're with somebody you know or from the trenches. That good to know though. What part of LA you from, my guy? What part of LA you from? Man, we don't know what's going on with Drake and Kendrick. I told you, I hope it end well. Oh, you from Compton? Okay. Okay, Compton. That's what's up. My brother live in LA, but I think he my brother on my daddy's side, and I had went to his, I can't remember where we went to I don't know, was it Compton or what? I had to get more information on it. Peru, okay. My brother lived down there, and we had went to some. He stayed somewhere on some street. Man, I can't think of the name of that street. I don't know what the Compton. Was it Compton? I can't really remember right now. I had to it had to come back to me. But my brother lived in LA. I went once. He's my brother on my dad's side, so we ain't have a big bond like that. So that's the reason I don't know too much. It was probably like 3 years ago. Yeah, but Drake, man, I don't know what him and Kendrick got going on. I hope it don't end ugly. But you know what I'm saying? You see what Kendrick did. I ain't gonna lie, the crowd was standing up there cheering. One more time. They were doing it. You know what I'm saying? They want him to diss Drake one more time for whatever reason. But they saying Drake fed the streets, say he Toronto. Say he done did a lot for Toronto, but the crowd ain't saying the same. I think what Drake really need to do more shows in the city. That's what I think. I think Drake need to do more shows in the city, bring more rappers to the city. Or to Toronto, period. You know what I'm saying? Bring more rappers. Do more shows. And maybe the fans will love you a little more. It's kind of hard to say. But right now, Drake didn't get the love that he thought he was going to get in Toronto. A lot of people thought that Toronto will show up for Drake while Kendrick there. A lot of people probably thought the show would get closed down while Kendrick there. But it didn't seem to happen. It just didn't seem to happen for whatever reason. Just didn't seem to happen. You know me, my expectations, I was expecting like, oh man, Kendrick finna do a show in Toronto. Man, I already know it's finna be a lot of Canadians, you know what I'm saying? They ain't finna like that. They is not finna like that. Because we seen when Rick Ross went up there, when Rick Ross was beefing with Drake, they try to get Rick Ross out of there. They try to get him out of there. I was expecting the same thing with Kendrick Lamar. But instead, the fans really showed me something different. They wanted Kendrick Lamar to diss Drake one more time. And I just can't understand it. I don't know what Drake did in Toronto. People ain't taking liking to Drake. I don't know the situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no people from Canada following me. So we won't know until it come out. But they say this ain't Kendrick's first time in Toronto. So he got a good fan base up there. I ain't gonna lie, that man had the venue packed. He had the venue packed. I'm talking about he had it packed from the back to the front. From the front to the back. He had it packed. We're just gonna keep an eye open for Kendrick and Drake, man, because we know Drake filed a lawsuit on him. We know that part. So I think that ring Drake being humble. He gonna let that humble, you know what I'm saying? He gonna let the paperwork do it itself. You know what I'm saying? But when you ain't putting in no action, man, they gonna look at you as you just a run over. You know, it's the rap industry. They gonna look at you as you a run over. You know what I'm saying? By Kendrick pulling it off, somebody else is gonna pull it off and try Drake. You know, you gotta be mindful of them things. Somebody else will pull up and try. That's just how it go. Get tried by one person, your reaction ain't what the people want. Then they go somebody else trying you. But I think Drake was being smart. I think Drake was really being smart, man. Let the man get it. Let Kendrick get his money. It ain't interfering with his money. You know what I'm saying? Why you crash out? You rich. Why go crash out? You know, Kendrick bumping and everything, but I don't know. Between him and Drake, I think what it is, see, Kendrick from the West Coast, so lots of West Coast people's bumping Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Which down south people bumping too. But Drake got the southern style, the southern sound, so the South loving Drake. You'll hear more Drake around before you'll hear lots of Kendrick around. They're not like us on, they just play on our radio all the time. But for somebody putting that in their music to play on their own, you don't hear too much of it. That's just like Drake. You don't hear nobody just putting that in their car and just listening to it. But he got that bun though. He got that southern bun. You know his dad from Memphis. So he got that southern bun. We're just gonna wait and see how it's gonna play out. We don't know how it's gonna play out yet. We'll just sit back and wait. It gonna unfold. We gotta see if Drake gonna win the lawsuit too. We do gotta see that. Say spraying rumors on him. Call him a petty. You know what I'm saying? You know, they what Kendrick said in this song, they call him man a petty. So they want to know. So Drake really suing him to call him a petty, you know what I'm saying? You know, so them allegations right there. So we're gonna have to sit back and wait, let the lawyer work his risk. It shouldn't take long for him to come down to what they're gonna do, or is he gonna win the lawsuit? This shouldn't take long. We're just gonna sit around, stick around, and wait on the news come, and we're gonna find out what's really went on. And did Drake win the lawsuit or not? But them the claims though, Drake claimed that the two cop cars sitting on the street the day Kendrick Lamar came. Not only one day, but supposed to have been 2 days. Why would they be watching Drake? You know what I'm saying? He at home. They should have been watching Kendrick, right? Making sure he was safe. But they did say there was a whole bunch of cop cars there when Kendrick was performing. Said large police presence. So I guess they were making sure he was straight and safe. You know, it is what it is. You know, I wouldn't expect it for no Drake to go there and do nothing to no Kendrick. I hope a lot of people weren't expecting that. This man rich. You think he gonna go there and do something to Kendrick? Man got too much money for that. Ain't nobody finna crash out for Kendrick. Or go crash his parties or any of that. No matter what state he in. Who finna put all their assets on the line? Ain't nobody gonna put all their assets on the line and go mess with Kendrick Lamar. Think about it. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? He got too much to lose. And then you got to think about this man got sense. Man got plenty of sense. He ain't do nothing wrong by not going there and crash out, by not popping up there at the concert, by doing nothing. He did right to sit in his house and keep doing what he was doing before the man booked that in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Because that's wild for him to even go to Toronto and do a show anyway. You know, I know people's got to eat, and I know people's got to keep their fan base up. But at the same time, I would have not even choose that location. I probably wouldn't even choose that location. Man, I'm out, man. Y'all take care. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I go live. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit that like button. I'm out.